So we're diving into this pretty wild idea from Mustafa Suleyman, the co-founder of DeepMind, the AI powerhouse.
Right.
He's got this book, The Coming Wave, and it's really making waves with this take on how we actually judge whether or not AI is really intelligent.
Yeah, he's suggesting that we might need to move beyond that classic Turing test.
Right.
Which, as you know, is all about, can a machine convincingly chat like a human?
Yeah, if you're texting with a bot or a real person, could you even tell the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
And Suleiman's point is that, some AI like ChatGPT, which everybody's talking about,
right,
is getting pretty good at mimicking us.
Yeah.
But that might not be, the most impressive feat anymore.
Exactly. His argument is that just being able to have a good conversation doesn't really tell us a whole lot about an AI's actual real-world capabilities.
Right.
Can it understand complex situations? Can it plan for the long term? Can it make decisions with real consequences?
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to get at.
So what does he propose instead? Hold on to your hats, folks, because he's laid down a challenge.
Yeah.
A modern Turing test, he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about cold, hard cash.
That's right. He's suggesting that a true test of AI capability would be to give it access to the internet and some basic tools and a starting capital of $100,000.
Okay.
And see if it can turn that into a cool $1 million through e-commerce.
What, seriously? Build a business from scratch.
Yeah.
Finding a product, marketing it, dealing with customers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high bar.
It is, and that's precisely Suleyman's point.
Okay.
He's not talking about just some simple algorithm churning out stock trades.
Right.
He's envisioning an AI that can, grasp the nuances of human desire, market trends, supply chains.
Right.
Basically all the messy, complex stuff that makes the business world tick.
Think about it. To pull this off, an AI would have to be able to research what people want, figure out how to make it, maybe even negotiate with manufacturers in different countries. Right. And then there's the whole marketing game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Persuading people to actually buy your stuff, dealing with the competition.
Yep.
That's a lot of human interaction.
It is. And you've hit on something really crucial here.
Okay.
This test isn't just about financial savvy. It's about understanding human psychology, predicting behavior, navigating social and economic systems.
Right.
That's the level of sophistication that Suleyman's talking about.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Okay.
What would an AI actually have to do, step by step, to pass this $1 million test?
Right.
First, I guess we'd need to, pick a product to sell, right?
Right.
But how would it even begin to choose?
Well, think about how a human entrepreneur would approach this.
Okay.
They'd probably start by researching market trends,
Right.
identifying gaps, seeing what's popular, what's in demand, but maybe not readily available.
Yeah.
The AI would need to do the same,
Right.
but on a massive scale, sifting through mountains of data spotting patterns and making predictions.
Yeah.
We're talking advanced machine learning algorithms, natural language processing to understand consumer sentiment.
Wow.
All working in concert.
So it's not just looking at raw sales numbers.
Right.
It's actually trying to understand what people are saying online.
Exactly.
What they're interested in, what problems they need solutions for.
Exactly. It's about identifying opportunities.
Yeah.
Not just following existing trends. This is where the intelligence part really comes in.
Yeah.
The ability to synthesize these vast amounts of information and draw meaningful conclusions from it.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
It is.
And we can't forget, this AI entrepreneur has a time limit here.
Right.
Suleiman suggests a 2-year time frame for this challenge.
Oh, wow.
Which adds a whole other layer of pressure to the decision-making process.
2 years to go from $100,000 to $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's a serious hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Even for a superpowered AI.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say it's picked out a promising product.
Right.
What's next? Does it just hit of Amazon and set up shop?
Not so fast.
Yeah.
Remember, we're talking about minimizing human intervention here.
Right.
This AI needs to be able to handle the actual nitty-gritty of manufacturing, sourcing materials, potentially even designing and prototyping the product itself.
So we're imagining an AI that can not only understand market trends,
right,
but also grasp the complexities of, say, global supply chains, negotiating with suppliers, maybe even dealing with international trade regulations.
That's exactly the kind of deep thinking that Suleyman is pushing for.
Yeah.
This AI would need to be fluent in the language of business, able to analyze contracts, assess risks, make strategic decisions about where to source materials, how to manage logistics.
Wow.
All while optimizing for cost and efficiency.
Hold on. This is starting to sound less like an e-commerce venture and more like running a multinational corporation.
Yeah.
I mean, are we talking about AI sending emails, making phone calls, maybe even hopping on Zoom meetings with factory owners halfway across the world?
Potentially. The key is autonomy. The less human hand-holding involved,
Yeah.
the more impressive the feat. And think about the implications if an AI can truly master this level of business operation.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing.
Okay.
Okay, so let's fast forward. Our AI has sourced its product. It's ready to launch.
Okay.
Now it needs to convince actual humans to buy it.
Right.
What's the AI marketing strategy look like? Just a bunch of targeted ads.
It's got to be more sophisticated than that.
Okay.
We're talking about crafting a brand identity, understanding target demographics, maybe even tapping into the power of influencer marketing.
Right.
Remember, this AI needs to tap into those like deep-seated human desires.
Yeah.
Those emotional triggers that make us reach for our wallets.
It's almost like we're talking about an AI that understands psychology.
Right.
That can predict how humans will react to certain messages, certain images, certain offers. That's getting into some pretty deep territory.
It is. And it raises some fascinating questions about the nature of persuasion, about how we make decisions, and whether those decisions can be predicted, even manipulated by an algorithm.
Okay, let's assume our AI marketing whiz has created a buzz.
All right.
People are clicking, they're adding to cart.
Okay.
Now comes the actual selling.
Right.
Processing payments, managing inventory, shipping orders, dealing with customer service issues.
All those back-end operations need to be seamless and automated.
Wow.
Think about the scale we're talking about here.
Right.
This AI isn't selling a handful of handmade crafts.
Yeah.
It's aiming for $1 million in revenue.
Right.
That's a lot of orders to fulfill, a lot of data to manage.
Yeah.
A lot of potential for things to go wrong.
Yeah, and any hiccups along the way could, like, derail the whole operation.
Exactly.
So this AI needs to be not just a brilliant strategist and marketer, but also a master of logistics and operations.
Yeah.
It's like it needs an MBA and a black belt in coding.
And remember, the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
2 years to build this business empire from the ground up. It's a tall order, even for the most advanced AI.
So what does this all mean for us?
Right.
The humans who are watching this potential AI revolution unfold.
Yeah.
Are we all about to become obsolete? Will robots be running the world while we sip lemonade on the beach?
Not necessarily. I think it's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
This $1 million challenge is really a thought experiment.
Okay.
A way to kind of probe the boundaries of what AI might be capable of. But it's also a reminder that the future of work is evolving rapidly.
So it's less about robots taking over,
Right,
and more about how humans and AI can collaborate.
Exactly.
Like each playing to our strengths.
Exactly. Imagine AI handling those complex, data-driven tasks.
Right.
The kind of things that require massive processing power and lightning-fast calculations. This could free up humans to focus on the things we excel at.
Yeah.
Creativity, critical thinking, problem solving,
Right.
those uniquely human skills that are harder to replicate in code.
So it's not about being afraid of the robots. It's more about figuring out how we can work together.
Right, like a team.
Yeah, kind of like a superpower team up.
Exactly.
Each bringing something unique to the table.
And this brings us back to like Suleyman's central point, you know?
Yeah.
This modern Turing test isn't about like pitting humans against machines.
Right.
It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and understanding how AI can actually augment our abilities and help us tackle some of like the world's most complex challenges.
I mean, think about it. If an AI can figure out all the craziness of global commerce,
Right.
maybe it could help us optimize supply chains, make distribution more efficient,
Yeah.
maybe even address some of those big issues like poverty and inequality.
Exactly. And perhaps even more importantly, it could help us understand ourselves better by studying how AI approaches problem-solving decision-making, even creativity.
Wow.
We might actually gain new insights into how our own minds work.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive. We've explored this radical idea of $1 million Turing test, this challenge to create an AI that can build a business from the ground up.
Right.
It's a pretty thought-provoking concept, to say the least.
It is. And whether or not an AI actually pulls this off in the next 2 years, like Suleyman predicts,
Right.
the implications are huge.
Yeah.
It really forces us to confront like the rapidly changing landscape of work, to think about the skills and knowledge that will be valuable in an AI-driven world.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how we adapt, how we learn, how we prepare for a future that's increasingly intertwined with artificial intelligence.
And that's where you come in, dear listener.
Yeah.
As we navigate this uncharted territory, it's really important for everyone to be informed.
Right.
To engage in these conversations, to ask those tough questions, and to consider the ethical implications of these powerful technologies.
Because ultimately, the future of AI is not something that's being decided in some lab somewhere and shaped by all of us.
Exactly.
By all of us right here, right now.
So like Suleyman says, let's keep our minds open, embrace the possibilities, and work together to create a future where AI serves humanity, not the other way around.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final question to ponder.
Okay.
If an AI can make $1 million, what other seemingly impossible things might be within its reach?
Yeah.
What does that mean for our future, and what role will we play in shaping it? Think about it. Explore the source material. And let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, keep diving deep.